In this video, we'll be talking about file handling. We're going to look at how to work with some file functions in PHP, and I think it's very important. So let's get to it without wasting much time. Now I'm going to do a save as here, and this time I'm going to save in a different folder that I created called files. I'll change this to files1. They just call that files1, the PHP, and I'll change my title tag to files, let's say file handling. Now I'm going to remove all of this. Now we'll be talking about basically three things, or we're going to start with three things in file handling, which is writing. We're going to look at how to write to a file, and then we'll look at how to read from a file, and then we'll look at how to append to a file. Okay, we'll look at how to append to a file. Now these three things are very important, so we'll quickly look at how to write to a file in this video. Then in subsequent video we'll look at the other two and touch some other things about file handling, then we'll be done with that. Now I'm quickly going to create a variable. Let's call this let's just call it file, and let's assign it to fopen. Okay, now this is a function that opens a file in PHP. Now even though the file is not created, okay, we don't have any file that is being created, so we're going to use the function. Now if the function discovers that there's no file like that, then it creates it and then does what it's supposed to do in the file. Okay, so we are quickly going to write the name of the file. Okay, now the name of our file will be lists. Okay, list.txt, and then secondly we will write. Okay, so you write the file, okay, specify the name of the file, and then you tell it what you want to do with the file. Are you writing to the file, which is W, if you're reading from the file, which is R, or appending to the file, which is A. Okay, we are going to use a function called fwrite to write to the file. And now what are you writing? Now the fwrite function carries two arguments, and the first one is the handle that holds the file, or the file that you're writing to. In this case, we've assigned that to a handle called file. Okay, so in here we're going to have file. Okay, let me remove the quotes from there. And then secondly is what you're writing to the file. Okay, now we're writing datums. That is what we want to write to the file, and then we'll quickly put a semicolon there. Okay, let's check this and see if we are correct. So we'll go to a browser. Now in this case we have a folder called files. Okay, files, sorry. We have a folder called file, and inside that folder we have a file called files1.php. Now let's click on this. You discover that nothing happens. Okay, it shows us a blank screen. Now when we go back, and you discover that the file we created called list.txt has been created for us, and when you check on that, you discover that the name datums has been written into the file, just like we did here. Okay, so you can use this function to write for as many times as you want to write to the file. There's just no problem with that. Now we want to write another name. For instance, let's say OKSon, and then we'll save that. Go to your browser, go back, click on this. Okay, go back and then click on list, and you see we have datums OKSon. Now what if you want this to be on two different lines? What are you going to do? Now the first thing you are going to do is to append this to line. Okay, now this in PHP is almost similar to the break tag in HTML. Okay, it moves you to the next line. Okay, now let's check that and see if we are actually correct. Okay, list, and you see datums OKSon on two different lines. Now that is basically how to write to a file in PHP. In our next video, we'll be looking at how to read from a file.